if this keeps happening, I mean, it happened at the national level, at the National Assembly. It's happening at the state government. Now, one will easily come to that conclusion, perhaps, that the chicks are learning from the mother goose.
Exactly.
And if this happens, and possibly will happen again because of looking at the past is an evidence of the present, and very likely looking into what may happen in the future, should Nigerians be concerned?
Well, I think this is actually, we are seeing certain tendencies. There is certain awareness. It's good. I love when things happen, not necessarily in a negative way, but we learn from negativity.
You love it?
I love it. Because, you see, we're a growing democracy. We are learning a lot of things. We are coming back to our senses to realize we need honorable men in the allo chambers, especially in the legislative quarters.
But do you need a mace to be there for you to sit?
Oh, yes, it's a symbol of authority. It's required by law that the mace has to be present, because the mace really signifies the start of a proceeding and puts the stamp, the seal, on any proceedings that makes it legal. So that is why it came from the time when democracy was, it's all over the world, was established.
Let's take a look at the APC congresses that just happened, and we did see two parallel executives emerging in some about 10 states of the Federation, and with hitches here and there for other states. But can the party pull its house together now that you have announced a date for the National Congress?
It's not impossible. The process is ongoing. They are planning for the convention. And the problem has always been, you know, we have in Nigeria, we have tussles. We have two, I would say, the presidency and we have the governors. So we've had those kind of interactions, and we've had issues over the years, not in this justice administration, since the advent of this Fourth Republic from 1999 till date. I would say probably the list of such contest between the legislators, that is National Assembly, and the presidency has been less during the time of Bashorun. But we've seen that development over time, that the governors become, by virtue of their position, the old sway. And when they form caucuses, when governors form caucuses, they have enough power to disrupt the processes of democratic stability. And that is what is happening, because they eventually want to call the shots. We've had the issues of governors forum, of different forums, trying to tell the presidency what to do, because they don't want to lose what they have already gained within their state. They decide who becomes senators. Even when the National Assembly passed laws, the governors tell the State Assembly how or what laws they approve or not. For instance, the issue of independent candidacy. We've had the National Assembly, both houses approved it. They went to the state assemblies, and the governors will tell the state assembly, nope, dead on arrival. This is what I want. What
proof do you have to that?
Well, it's not a matter of proof, because we know that today, if you're going to be governor, I mean, if you're going to be a senator, if you're going to be a House of Rep, and if you're going to be a member of the House of Assembly, you have to show your loyalty to the governor, especially when the governor controls the party in the states, because he maintains the state structure of the party. So it becomes by fiat, and that's why we have party system. The party system itself is dwindling in its responsibility to take charge of their elected representatives.
What are you going to do?
We have the same thing in our party, in which we require the national chairman to take charge and to bring discipline to make sure that elected members that represent the party, they don't manage the party.
But that's not particularly happening, because we've had splinter groups like you, even in Lagos State, we're having a splinter group. What is the splinter group going to do? Are you going to leave the party?
No, we are not. Absolutely not. You see, what the groups have done, I mean, for us, it's completely different in Lagos. What we have said is we want the process to be fair. And that is the fallout we're seeing today in many other places. When there is no freedom of choice, when people don't feel like they are part of a process, they would have this kind of rancor.
But if you remain in the party, it will perpetually be in crisis.
No, we believe we have done everything legally. The other group have not done everything by the constitution and by the law, by the requirement. So we are open, because we need the appeal committee, we need the national, the committee that's going to give redress to exactly who followed the process, who followed the law, and hopefully in time, I think within the next 1 week, we should be getting headway into which way we're going to.
But the argument is that if you remain in the party, there will be perpetual crisis in the party because you're a breakaway faction that is aggrieved.
No.
And the same thing we've seen play out in Kwara State when the NPDP led by Kawu Baraje has insisted that they won't quit the APC despite the outcome of these congresses, which will perpetually put the party in a state of crisis.
No, it wouldn't. Honestly speaking, you see, people have always said that the members of the party, political parties, are a minority to the populace that actually participate in the process of electioneering. What we want is we are open that a new system comes into the process that allows greater participants to come into the process. Because if we keep leaving this process to the same people who have been there forever, they are now building a fiefdom and they are sitting on the future of others and controlling others by fiat.
Okay.
So what we are open and looking for is to have a tsunami of new people, younger generations of people coming into the party and saying that, yes, this is the change we expected from your party.
What does this mean for the APC, especially considering that in June you'll be going for the National Congress and you're having a deputy governor of a state already resigning? What does that say of the APC?
Well, it has nothing to do with the party, honestly speaking. I think it may have reasons. I mean, it is of his own volition to resign. That's his priority. He has not given a formal reason why he has done so, but there are indications that maybe he has leaning in joining another political party. So it's going to be hard to speculate.
Have we seen that kind of scenario in Lagos?
It was different in Lagos. The issue of Pt.2, when we had a governor, I think there was the issue of his being removed and then trying to resign and then being reinstated later because it affected his emolutions after being a deputy governor. If you're going to be impeached, and that's really it's almost like a death sentence when you impeach somebody because it's going to be wiped out of the record that you ever existed.
Does it take away from the state or the party, if you will, when a deputy governor just getting towards elections resigns? Does it really hurt?
No,
the
it
party
doesn't,
or the
because
program?
deputy governor is most of the time, and it depends on who the personality is. If it's a very strong personality that is a deputy, and deputy governors are usually not strong personalities. Most Nigerian governors will love to have a lame duck or a very quiet or agreeable personality to be their deputies. So it depends on the personality of that individual that it will now have a meaningful, to show a meaningful sign that maybe something is amiss. In this case, I would not take so much cognizance of what has happened until he gives the deputy governor that resigned, gives reasons to raise our eyebrow on this matter.
Mr. Bashorun, a political analyst and also former deputy chairman of Koshofe local government area, for talking to us on State of the Nation, and of course to you for being part of the show. I must indeed thank you as well. Join me same time next week. I am Gimbo Umar, and this is State of the Nation.